Welcome to section 2, which I'm calling the big picture, everything you need to understand about the process. In this section, we will cover in detail everything from refining the show concept to the care and feeding of guests to the actual recording setup, the process, the editing, the uploading and distribution of the show, and then finally the marketing and the monetizing. Let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is probably the most important, and that is refining your show's concept. What's your show about? Why should anyone care to listen to it? Why would guests want to be on it? What do you promise to deliver week to week to week? So the concept, getting that right at the very beginning is the most important decision you're going to make. One way to get started with coming up with your show concept is to take a sheet of paper, list everything that interests you, right? Just don't edit yourself yet. Write down everything that interests you, then prioritize those. What do you care about the most? Then almost as much. And then go down the list until you have 4 or 5 or 6 things that really make sense to you, that really hit your heart, they hit your mind. This group of concepts are things that resonate with you, basically. Then take those and just sit with it for a while. Think about what you would like to do on a regular basis. Some of the best advice I got when I put my show together was from a podcaster I enjoy named Gordon White. He does a sort of a philosophical show called Rune Soup. And something that he told me was do 10 shows before I really promote it. Because he said you may adjust your concept, you may realize things that you thought you would love that you don't love as much. You may end up scrapping those shows and not really want to have those out there. Or you might decide that you just hate the whole process. So that was something very helpful, was use the first shows. Don't be afraid to do some sample episodes, basically. I was fortunate in that by the time I finally did the show, I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to do. My first shows were definitely very rocky, and I've hopefully gotten a bit better over time. But in retrospect, what I really had right from the beginning was the concept of my show. My show is very specific, and there isn't anyone else doing it. There are shows that talk about China in this case. There are shows that talk about the experience of Chinese people out in the world. There are shows that talk about the business aspects of dealing with China. There is no one else doing my show. And it has a niche audience because, again, it's a relatively small amount of people who are really passionate and care about this. But that audience really enjoys the show, I'm glad to say. And they keep coming back. They know what they're going to get. When they tune into my show, I've made a promise of what I'm going to do and share with them, and then I deliver on that. Your show should do that too.